Have you ever wondered what the shortest-lived country in history is? In our global community, we are accustomed to the familiar roster of 195 countries. But beyond these well-known entities exists an intriguing world of micronations. These are tiny, self-declared entities that claim independence. They are unique and fascinating, often formed out of protest, eccentricity, or simply a desire for self-rule. Yet, they are typically unrecognized by world governments or major international organizations. Think of them as the underdogs, the rebellious teenagers of the geopolitical world. They may not have the size or the recognition, but they certainly have the spirit. From Sealand, perched on a World War II fort in the North Sea, to the Republic of Molossia nestled within the United States, these micronations are a testament to human determination and ingenuity. So what was the briefest existence a nation has ever had? Let's dive into history to find out. To understand the shortest-lived country, we need to travel back to the tumultuous times of World War II. In the early 1940s, Europe was a chessboard of power, with different nations maneuvering, strategizing, and sometimes collapsing. Among this chaos, a new nation was conceived, the independent state of Croatia. Now, why was this nation created? The answer lies in the geopolitical situation of the time. The Kingdom of Yugoslavia, which Croatia was a part of, was being occupied by Axis powers. As the Axis forces marched into Yugoslavia in April of 1941, they decided to carve out a new nation, the independent state of Croatia. This new nation was not a result of a democratic process, a revolution, or a long-fought struggle for independence. Instead, it was a puppet state, established to serve the strategic interests of Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy. The Axis powers installed a fascist, ultra-nationalist organization, the Ustasi, as the ruling regime. The Ustasi, led by Ante Pavelic, had been plotting and lobbying for an independent Croatia for years, and now they had their chance. The independent state of Croatia was proclaimed on April 10, 1941, amidst the ongoing World War II. This new nation, covering the modern-day territories of Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and parts of Serbia, was a curious entity. It was independent in name but was heavily influenced and controlled by its Axis benefactors. It was a nation born out of war, with its rulers eager to assert their dominance and reshape the region according to their vision. But this birth was not a celebration of independence and freedom. It was a signal of a brutal regime taking hold, of a nation being used as a pawn in a larger game. The independent state of Croatia was born amidst chaos, strife, and the shadows of war. So we have a new nation on the map, but what happened next? Despite its declaration of independence, the independent state of Croatia faced numerous challenges. The hurdles that this newborn nation had to overcome were as diverse as they were daunting. From the get-go, political instability threatened to undermine the very fabric of the country. The independent state of Croatia was born into a world at war, and within its borders, factions vied for power. The Ustaše, a fascist organization, seized control, but their rule was fraught with internal strife and external pressures. The government was essentially a puppet regime, heavily influenced by Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy. This lack of true autonomy further fueled the political unrest within the country. Alongside this, the quest for international recognition was another significant challenge. Gaining recognition is crucial for any new nation, as it legitimizes its existence on the world stage. However, the independent state of Croatia found itself in a precarious situation. While it was recognized by the Axis powers and their allies, many other nations regarded it as an illegitimate state, a mere puppet of the Axis regime. This lack of widespread recognition hampered its attempts to establish diplomatic relations and pursue its interests on a global scale. Internal conflicts further plagued this fledgling nation. Ethnic tensions were rife, with a significant Serbian minority population living within its borders. The Ustaše government pursued a policy of ethnic cleansing, leading to brutal atrocities that further destabilized the country and isolated it internationally. The economy, too, was in a state of chaos. War had disrupted trade, and resources were diverted towards the war effort. The resulting scarcity of essential goods, coupled with hyperinflation, led to a severe economic crisis. In the end, the independent state of Croatia was a nation in turmoil, struggling to establish itself amidst the chaos of war and internal discord. These issues, however, pale in comparison to the abrupt end this nation met. The end of the independent state of Croatia came as abruptly as its inception. In the world of micronations, their existence is often fleeting, living in the shadows of larger, more powerful states. The independent state of Croatia, however, did not go gentle into that good night. It was a fierce, if short-lived entity that left a mark on the world stage. From the moment it was born, the independent state of Croatia was embroiled in conflict. The nation was an Axis puppet state during the Second World War, and it was marred by internal strife, external pressures, and the ravages of war. It was a nation born in fire, and it was through fire that it would ultimately meet its end. The downfall of the independent state of Croatia was a complex web of factors. There was the relentless pressure from the Allies, who were steadily advancing, reclaiming territories and toppling Axis powers. There was also the internal unrest, with resistance movements gaining momentum, and the populace growing increasingly disillusioned with the regime. The final nail in the coffin was the change in the geopolitical landscape. As the Axis powers crumbled, so did the support for the independent state of Croatia. By the spring of 1945, the nation was all but abandoned by its former allies. The end was nigh, and everyone knew it. The aftermath of the dissolution was chaotic. The territory of the former independent state of Croatia was divided among several countries, including Yugoslavia, which absorbed the majority of the land. The leaders of the fallen nation faced trials for war crimes, and the people were left to pick up the pieces of a country that had existed for a mere 4 years. And just like that, the independent state of Croatia disappeared from the map, marking the end of the shortest-lived country in history. It serves as a stark reminder of the transient nature of nations, and the indelible marks they leave behind, no matter how short their existence may be. The story of the shortest-lived country in history provides us with some valuable lessons. The independent state of Croatia, despite its fleeting existence, serves as a compelling case study in the complex world of nation-building. A key takeaway from this story is the importance of international recognition. When a new nation emerges, it's not enough to merely declare independence. The world stage is a vast and intricate web of diplomatic relationships. Gaining acceptance and recognition from other nations is crucial for survival. The independent state of Croatia, in its short life, was unable to secure this essential support, contributing to its swift downfall. Yet, the recognition is only one piece of the puzzle. Political stability is another crucial factor. The independent state of Croatia was born in a time of great turmoil. Its birth was not a result of a peaceful transition of power, but rather an outcome of war, conflict, and societal unrest. This shaky foundation proved to be an insurmountable obstacle. The country was plagued by internal strife and external pressures, leading to its eventual collapse. It's also worth reflecting on the human impact of such short-lived nations. For the people who found themselves suddenly citizens of a new country, life was fraught with uncertainty and change. And when the country disappeared as quickly as it had come, these citizens were left to navigate a new reality once again. In the end, the story of the shortest-lived country is a stark reminder of the challenges of nation-building. It underscores the delicate balance of international diplomacy, the need for internal stability, and the human cost of political change. It serves as a poignant example of how history, politics, and people intertwine, shaping and being shaped by one another in an unending dance. And there you have it, the intriguing story of the shortest-lived country in history, a testament to the trials and tribulations of nation-building. The tale of the shortest-lived country is a fascinating glimpse into the complexities of geopolitics. Today we've journeyed through the birth, life, and dissolution of the independent state of Croatia, a micronation that existed for a mere blink in the grand timeline of history. Its swift rise and fall underscore the unpredictable nature of nationhood and sovereignty, a dance of power and politics that continues to shape our world today. The story of this ephemeral nation serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of political constructs, and a testament to the resilience of human spirit. Its fleeting existence, while short, left an indelible mark on history, teaching us valuable lessons about identity, nationalism, and the human desire for autonomy. As we close this chapter, let's carry these insights forward, using them as lenses to view and understand the ever-evolving landscape of nations and micronations around us. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. Stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating world of micronations.